In question number 8, part 1, we have to express 4x squared plus 12x plus 10 in the form ax plus b whole squared plus c. So to express that in the form, we can first write 4x squared plus 12x plus 10 and expand the expression for ax plus b. So that will become a squared x squared. So this will become a squared x squared plus 2abx plus b squared plus c. Now to find the values of a, b, and c, we can compare the coefficients. So for x squared on the left-hand side, we have 4, and on the right-hand side, that is a squared. So a squared will be equals to 4. So a will be equals to 2. Comparing the coefficients of x, on the left-hand side, it is 12. On the right-hand side, it is 2ab. So 2ab will be equals to 12. We already know that the value of a is 2. So this will be 2 into 2 into b equals to 12. So b will be equals to 12 upon 4, which is equals to 3. And to find the value of c, we can compare the constant term. So on the left-hand side, it is 10. And on the right-hand side, that is b squared plus c equals to 10. The value of b is 3. So this will become 3 squared plus c equals to 10. So c will be equals to 10 minus 9. That will be equals to 1. Once you have the values of a, b, and c, we can write it in the form 2x plus, so it is ax plus b. So this will be 3 whole squared, and the value of c is 1. So this will become plus 1. In part 2, it says that functions f and g are both defined for x greater than 0. It is given that f of x is x squared plus 1. So f of x is given as x squared plus 1, and f g of x is given as, that is 4x squared plus 12x plus 10. We have to find g of x. Now, when we are finding f g of x, it means that in this x function, we have to substitute g of x. Now, from the previous part, we know that 4x squared plus 12x plus 10 was converted to this form. So over here, we have to substitute in place of x such a expression that when we simplify it, it will be equal to 4x squared plus 12x plus 10. So we know that expression is 2x plus 3, which means that if we write it as 2x plus 3 in place of x and whole square it and add 1 plus 1 like in the previous part, this will be equals to 4x squared plus 12x plus 10, which means that g of x will be equals to 2x plus 3, as we have to substitute in place of x 2x plus 3. So g of x will be equals to 2x plus 3. In part 3, it says find fg inverse and give the domain of fg inverse. Now, to find the inverse of a quadratic function, we should have it in the complete square form. So we can write this fg of x as 2x plus 3 whole squared plus 1. So fg is 2x plus 3 whole squared plus 1. To find the inverse function, we can first write y in place of fg, and this will become y is equals to 2x plus 3 whole squared plus 1. Now exchanging the values of x and y, this will be x is equals to 2y plus 3 whole squared plus 1. Taking 1 on the right hand side, we'll get 2y plus 3 whole squared is equals to x minus 1. Now taking the square root on both the sides, so this will become 2y plus 3 is equals to the square root of x minus 1. We'll subtract 3 on the right hand side, so this will become x minus 1 minus 3. And finally dividing the whole right hand side by 2, so this will become root x minus 1 upon 2 minus 3 upon 2. So the expression for f g inverse will be equals to square root of x minus 1 upon 2 minus 3 upon 2. We also have to find the domain. We have to find the, we have to give the domain of fg inverse. Now the domain of fg inverse is basically the value of x over here, and we can figure that out from the range of the function f of x. So we know that the function f of x, if we find the range of this function, so the original function f g of x was 4x squared plus 12x plus 10. Completing the square, we got it as 2x plus, so that was 2x plus 3 whole squared plus 1. Now, as in this function, x has to be greater than 0 over here. So the range of this function will be, if we substitute x equals to 0 over here, this will become 3 squared plus 1, which is 3 squared plus 1 will become 9 plus 1, which is 10. So the range of f g of x will be greater than 10, which means that the domain of fg will be the same. So x will also be greater than 10. As we know that the range of a function is equal to the domain of the inverse function. So as the range is greater than 10, which means the domain for fg inverse will also be greater than 10.